a C- on that one.
Yeah, that was terrible.
We're coming in.
God was worse.
We're coming in hot and ready. We just recorded half of this, but really the cameras weren't rolling, so we're gonna try again. Here we go.
Doing
So
it up.
if the first couple questions seem rapid fire, it's because we already did this.
Yeah. We're just gonna jump right back.
All
to
right,
it.
starting it off with a softball question. Favorite pizza toppings? Everybody go.
Pepperoni
Everything.
extra sauce.
Pineapple pepperoni.
And tagging on to CJ, I would say going with the sweet and spicy vibe of pineapple jalapeno. And for people who don't enjoy pineapple on pizza and say that it's a sin, just don't eat it. You don't have to eat it.
Live your life.
Pizza and ranch.
No.
Everything.
No. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Pizza and ranch is not a thing.
You're not allowed to be in both camps.
I can. I absolutely can when it comes to pizza and ranch.
Also, shout out to Grammar Paladin who caught the Easter egg of pepperoni extra sauce.
Pepperoni extra sauce.
Our,
The best
our
hit.
group go-to.
That-
Yes, it is. It's good. Sometimes I like spinach though, but no, pepperoni extra sauce.
But no. So Grammar Paladin also asked, how much theater experience and or D&D experience do we have as a group?
None.
Zero.
Zero.
Nothing.
Zero.
Nada.
Yeah, we did a couple one-shots, a couple beta sessions, as some of you have seen on the different YouTube channel, but beyond that, I mean, when we did session one for this campaign, I think collectively we'd all done like maybe 5 little one-shots or beta.
Yeah, I think speaking for Kelsey, she hadn't done like anything
Yeah,
at all. And for us,
Yeah.
very little.
very little.
Yeah, I mean, the only like genuine D&D experience I had was the one shot that we did with your dad, and then the beta, which I don't even know how many sessions
We
we
did
ran of that.
4 or 5.
It was quick.
It was definitely, but even those, it was just like feeling it out. It wasn't
Yeah.
like hardcore.
Yeah.
For sure. And then on the other note, none of us have theater experience, but our best guess as to maybe why it might seem like we do, if it does, is Jordan,
I don't think it comes out.
Ben, Drew, and myself have all known each other for give or take 17 years.
17 years.
So we're really good at just riffing off each other and going with whatever's happening and not like shutting each other down. So we know our dynamic so well that it might come across as though we have theater experience. I don't know, does it?
Probably just because we're super weird.
And then
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the weirdness play because like we don't shut down when someone does something really stupid, which happens a lot. But I mean, I've always
We're
been
stupid people.
I've always been a fan of like improv comedy, like Whose Line Is It Anyway? So kind of playing off of that dynamic and trying to emulate some of those principles of like seeing what one person does and then trying to play off of it and make it all kind of run smoothly, or making weird and wacky pivots.
And to further point, I said it in the last take we did, but Drew and I are actually brothers, if no one else knew that. So we feed off each other really well, and like sometimes I'll start to do something and he'll immediately know where I'm going because we know each other so well, so he can kind of take stuff one way, and inversely he'll start setting something up, and sometimes I catch on and I'm like right on it and I know exactly where he's going, and sometimes I'm completely wrong. So he's still able to keep me on my toes, but he reads me like a book. So
It's really a wild card with other board games where it's like you have to mind meld because it's
Oh,
either
yeah.
like, oh, I know exactly what you're saying, or like,
Or-
what are you doing?
yeah, it's pretty nuts.
So Grammar Paladin also said, this is more of a comment than a question, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Everyone seems to make sacrifices for the sake of narrative. We touched on this a little bit, which is typically rare for new players or even decently experienced players. And I think a lot of that has to do, like what Joel said, the fact that we've known each other for so long. It's not like a hodgepodge of different friends meeting up with one DM that don't really know each other and like don't have a dynamic like that. So maybe that plays into it, because obviously we don't have a ton of D&D experience leading into this, but the fact that we know each other so well, that's probably what makes it so free-flowing.
Yeah.
And I think
Well, I didn't know them this long, but I folded well
Oh, yes.
into the.
yes,
You jumped right into that soup.
Sure.
Became an integral part. into the soup, very important.
And some MSG.
Completely forgot what I was gonna say.
My soup comment threw you.
It was, and I think a lot of it we owe to Drew, because we can be this weird, goofy group of people with these off-the-wall ideas.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's not a lot of people on the planet that would be able to take that nonsense and like,
channel it into something that's coherent.
yes.
He takes all of it too. I don't think he's ever said no to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Or even to that point where you're like, what about this crazy idea? And he's like, let me think about it for a minute. He's like, yeah, that could work. Okay, then this happens.
At the
Try
very
it.
least, he lets you try it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But it doesn't take him 10 minutes to figure out how it could work, and he doesn't say no.
He just lets
so
it
I
happen.
think a lot of that's
Yeah.
owed to Drew.
It's really cool.
Yes, definitely.
Unless it's like a straight up like battle mechanic where it's like, no, that is like in game, not something you can do. His answer is almost always, sure, go for it. This will be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Try it and fail, and then we can laugh at everybody.
My favorite Joel moment in this series so far was when little buddy got the ghastly kill, and he asked how I wanted to do it, and I said I wanted to shoot an ember so hot it cured the poison. And I think that's the only time he said no to me.
No.
But you gotta try.
That was great.
So Ernie asked, what made you guys want to start a YouTube channel? I will defer to Joel because
Oh, boy.
I do not remember why.
I just said this like 5 minutes ago, but I gotta remember. All of us, everyone on boarding party, even ones that are not involved with Pokemon D&D, we're regularly playing game nights, like board games and the like Jackbox party games, and we have a wonderful time. And we thought this would be kind of fun to make videos of, just to kind of share and have an archive. You know, one day. If anyone has kids and you can check out when your parents were goofs on the internet, we have.
What's better than laughing at your parents?
Right, exactly. So.
Or your friends finding the videos
Yeah.
of your parents and then you being super deathly embarrassed by your parents.
Yeah,
But
like-
we love that too. That's great.
It's win-win. So, kind of doing that and having that fun little archive of, just us having fun, whatever, seemed fun. And so we were putting a little bit of effort into it. A year of it was waiting for this table to arrive.
Yep.
It is a
Literal
great table,
year.
and I love it. With the people who make it, not going to plug them, get a different one. But it finally came in, and in that kind of long, drawn-out wait of this table finally getting here, we were kind of like brainstorming what else we could do, like what would be fun to make videos of. And Drew was at that time, which this was like 2 years ago almost. It was just in the thick of it, of kind of falling in love with D&D and trying out new things as a DM with players that weren't us, and he was having a great time. He's like, you know what, I want to run something. And so we kind of all thought, because at least Ben and I are like absolute mega hardcore Pokemon fans.
I've got my toe in it.
Everyone else
I like
enjoys Pokemon, and like if you were to show Tia a random Pokemon, there's probably a 95% chance you could name it at least.
Yeah, like I played the games. A lot of it for me is nostalgia,
Yes.
but
But-
I'm not very like in the minutia. Of,
I would say that's a lot of it for everybody who plays it.
But I feel like there's a lot of like hardcore, like they're very much in it,
Yes.
like no like detailed aspects.
Like you and Jordan are in the majority fan base, where Ben and I are up in this like.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Kelsey
Like there's
doesn't know
different
anything about
there's
Pokemon.
different levels.
Yeah. It's like Joel and I are the hardcore Pokemon fans. They like know it,
Yeah.
but are more casual about it. And
Yeah.
then Kelsey came in just completely
Zero.
blank. Was
Yeah.
like, all right, let's do this. Let me
Yeah.
pick something I like.
What's a Pokeball? And we're like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Which
Yeah.
I like.
There's a lot
I
to
like
it.
that addition into it because it's like a
Yeah.
new perspective.
It's a nice spectrum.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where we settled on the theme of it, because we're like, everyone would kind of enjoy this, and even for Kelsey, who doesn't know Pokemon, she likes animals and pets, so
Yeah.
it's like, how would you not
Yeah.
be into that?
For sure.
And so
Little monsters.
Yep, we kind of started brainstorming and building characters, and because of this table, we had a lot of time to sit and stew on it.
And figure out exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, so like we all
So
had.
thank you, retroactively.
We had plenty of time to like figure out who we wanted to play as and all that fun stuff. So then that just became a natural conclusion to start running this, and then it became very obvious very early on that this was our more prominent and more enjoyed content. So we started focusing more heavily on it. The play schedule and stuff didn't change, but as far as our efforts in growing our YouTube channel, we've definitely
Yeah.
we focus on
And
this.
you guys are very cool.
Yes.
You're very cool
Amazing.
Yes.
people that are very into it.
We
And-
were shocked that we're at the point we're at now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's super cool to have people to interact and talk with about stuff that we're making, which
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get to do in my lifetime.
Pretty amazing.
So,
You guys are super creative. I love it. And I like that you guys are doing your own thing too.
yes.
Like you're taking it.
absolutely.
You're running with it.
And Drew loves it too.
Yeah.
So Nick, I believe, I again can't tell by his Discord name, but I think it's Nick, asked Bentley, who did I think Diane was? Diane in the last episode was that super cool trainer who rode away on the Rhyhorn and the Aerodactyl. My thought process was that Diane, since she is from Nutri or lives in Nutri, that she might be the gym leader there. Because she has a couple of rock types. I was thinking maybe she's the rock type gym leader, but I think at the very least she's going to be an important NPC in some regard, because she was very, very fleshed out and played an interesting role, albeit like a short role in that episode, but it was still interesting. And then Ernie asked, how does Phoebe feel about Diane catching her yoga buddy Gloom?
I was a little sad. But I was not gonna go at it with her about it because
Fight you, Diane!
yeah, I didn't feel like I had dibs on this Gloom that was just chilling and we were doing yoga, and she came out of nowhere and was like, "Oh wow, it's rare, go!" And I was like, "All right, well there goes
I
that."
think it was like because it was producing stones, which almost lends more credence
Well,
to her being
I
a
thought
rock
maybe
type
it just
trainer,
like
but
ate it, like it was just like,
It could have.
you know what I mean?
But-
Like it was just a chill Gloom that
Yeah.
was hanging out.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, well, my theory was Drew interjected that because he kind of knew that you wanted to add it to your team, and either it would be like
Too powerful.
because it's a second stage Pokemon, and he was like,
Right.
I don't know how I would balance that, so let me inject something
Just
new.
real quick.
Yeah. It did
Jump in
feel
there.
very, very sudden and very quick, and I was like, well, there goes that. But
Yeah.
as Phoebe, I was like, she's not gonna like be like, excuse me.
Yeah, I think it was a good lesson though too for us as players. Like if there is a Pokemon or an opportunity that you want to take advantage of, you should go for it.
Yeah.
Obviously not to call out Tia, but
Yeah.
I think like narratively it's interesting in that there was this Pokemon that you wanted that maybe we can see down the line at some point.
Yeah.
Potentially some follow-up. You can trade something for it.
And you know, it may have been 20 sessions ago, but I'm still salty about Mareep. Like, had I just thrown a Pokeball from the get-go and it was right there, even if it broke out, I would have been there to like fight it rather than that.
Yeah, half the
Yeah.
party may not have died.
Yeah.
That was so intense.
Total party kill
Yeah.
on episode, what was it, 5 or 6?
Something like that.
It was intense.
Yeah, that was bananas. So Nick has a pretty fun question. He says, is the other cast of Boarding Party interested in being side PCs? I noticed their bios on Instagram and I was wondering.
I'm just gonna say yes.
That's a good
That's
answer.
Cool.
Yes.
That's it. Yes, they
And
are.
Nick also asked Drew, but he's not here, if any of the NPCs are based on them.
I
but-
got the answer from Drew.
Oh.
Yes.
Another yes.
There are
There you
some. I can give you like a very specific example. Like Shay, the shopkeeper, was someone that we met in Hawaii. That was just a character on his own.
Who was
And
just
Drew took that and emulates him very well, but also like exaggerates him enough to like make him a fun character. But
he was an exaggeration as a
He
person.
was.
Like, he
For
was.
sure.
I was like, this dude isn't real.
Yeah.
But he never dropped it, and I was like, all right, that's just who he is.
But
That's
Drew is very good at like impressions and like picking up on how somebody talks.
Yeah.
And so he can notice things like, oh, when they talk, they're like their mouth is more pulled back, and he likes to try to emulate that sound.
Yeah.
So when he meets someone that has like a different or unique voice, he's very quick to like try to learn it and pick it up. So absolutely, yeah, a lot of these characters are probably based on real people to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, also too, just his ability to do a number of different accents. I'm sure it's like he probably backs into, I don't know, but probably like backs into it sometimes where he's like, I can do this accent, maybe I can make a character to the accent, and kind of going back and forth of like, what voice would this character have, or like, this is the voice, what character would have that voice kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as a quick tease, I think the most impressive one that he has done is coming up after the gym's end.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Get ready for that.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
Like just from
It's-
a technical perspective on like how you do that is
It's one of the ones that you're like, you hear on like a video game and you're like, that has to be like a computer.
Yeah.
There's no way a person made that
yeah,
noise. It's pretty
great.
awesome.
So look forward to that one.
So Grammar Paladin had some that were also specific to Drew, but I'll pick one that was maybe more to the group.
Well, you can shout him out too because Drew and I talked, so I know most of his answers.
Yeah, I mean, one of them is like specific about like what inspires him to do the noises. I think he's told us that he didn't want it to just be like Pokemon saying their names, so he wanted to make it more
Right.
like how an animal would make noise versus how Pokemon do, at least in the anime.
There's a mix of both, but I think that the way he does both are so personality driven
It's fantastic.
that you're not like, oh, why does this one do this and the rest don't or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're bro Geodudes. Of course they're gonna go, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Like, you know, where some are making noise and some are doing that. You don't really question it just because it fits in the
Yeah.
moment and for like what they do. So,
Yeah, I know I've said it
smart
before,
choices.
but I love, like, considering the constraints you're under, because they're little, like, weird monster things, he still manages to, like, imbue it with, like, super distinct personalities that you're like, holy shit, like, this is amazing.
It's so cool.
Like, I need to have this Pokemon.
It's what we did in the games.
Yeah.
You catch that Pokemon and you're like, this is this guy.
Yeah.
I like this
yeah.
guy because of this.
Yeah.
He's a goofy little weirdo.
Yeah, they're not just all generic, like,
They're yours.
yeah.
one moment, please. Hey, Drew, get in here.
Hello?
He's coming.
Should we scooch?
Get in here.
Hello?
Yeah.
Come sit down.
Hello.
You
Hello?
can sit on that side or on this side. Well, no.
Or right in the middle of us.
Yeah, just in the middle.
Come
I don't
sit
know why
in the
you
middle.
scooted that way.
Well, I mean, I figured you were gonna come this way because
you could grab that chair and
Well,
I'll
scoot
just
in.
sit
Yeah, I
on your
guess I
lap,
could do that
dads. Don't worry
I mean,
about
I'd be okay with that.
it. Hey!
Drew Galmayo.
Jersey.
So
You have to
we
do,
were
like,
just
a cool
asking,
transition.
Hi.
Yeah, like
what do you use as inspiration for your Pokemon noises?
Oh, what do I use as inspiration for my Pokemon noises?
Yeah.
Discovery's Planet Earth 2.
Yeah, I watch a
David
lot
Attenborough.
of things narrated by David Attenborough, and all of those become Pokemon noises. No, most of them are. I'll be racking my brain for like, what would that sound like? And then they'll be like, I interact with the Pokemon, and then I make a sound, and I go, that's what it does now.
I have to keep track of
But yes, so it's just another NPC voice to keep track of. But no, some of them are like Nipsey. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted the Paris to be, whether it was caught or not, just to have that be like a thing that was. Monty is the closest I can do to just bird noises. I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's why some of the Pokemon are more, like passive. Their personality comes from their actions more than their voices. Because I'm like, what would that sound like?
I think
and
we
I go,
all
I got
disagree,
no
but-
freaking clue, but okay. I don't know, man.
Well, I think
They're
both
great.
of them are super important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the mannerisms tell
Yeah.
just as much, if not more, than the noises sometimes.
for sure.
So another question from Grammar Paladin was, I love this question. What kind of curse were you guys exposed to have such narratively appropriate roles, especially during races or competitions within the party?
So I think if you're already asking that question, we can't tell you the name of the trickster god that gave us that curse.
Yeah.
So
Can't happen,
figured it
sorry.
out?
you're in too deep.
We were in a dark alley and he waved some
But I
magic
will
wand.
say it was our favorite band, Sum 41. No reason. Live Ontario 2000.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You may
God.
get that reference, you may not.
There's
but
no way.
Listen, if
Shiny ponytail.
No way.
Listen, if you get that reference, I will send you a shiny ponytail.
There it is.
I don't know how or in what medium, but it might be an MS Paint just picture.
He said it.
I'll send it to you in the Discord. Let me know.
But yeah, I think we're always super shocked when something like that happens, and we're just like, oh my goodness. The race in particular was the Diglett race, is where we're at in the videos.
Yeah.
Incredible that it was a dead tie coming into the last leg of it. And there's just been some other stuff. I know Phoebe's Pokemon are known to be like, whatever, but when it matters, it's a 20.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, when it matters in the story, it's a 20. And I don't know.
I mean, we also make fun of Tia a lot because if she's rolling dice as Phoebe, it's almost always a 1, but if she's rolling as Nubster, it's almost always a 20. And it's like, why do those not like overlap ever? They just don't.
It's the gambler's fallacy.
It's hard to not be superstitious when like just so many coincidences come into play. But
I mean,
But it's fun to roll with the rolls.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's become my favorite thing about D&D.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So going back to Sir Nipsey, Grammar Paladin asks how Bentley feels about having a highly unstable clicker on his team.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Possibly the most vicious member of the team. I think Ben is a little uneasy about it. I think Bentley is stoked because Bentley is like kind of aloof and doesn't recognize that Nipsey is maybe just the devil incarnate, but
Maybe
it is.
Bentley
for sure.
recognizes Nipsey's raw power and is very excited to have.
Yeah.
He's
It's
got
like,
amongst
dude, I basically have a Balrog. This is sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. I don't know. I think Bentley he is so enamored with Pokemon and battling that he kind of can overlook some of the red flags, I guess we would say.
It's not Nipsey's fault that it's a monster.
But
it is a monster.
I love it regardless. And then the follow-up to that was, what is the strongest Pokemon within the party? I think collectively the Discord has said Nubster for his ability to
I'm having
crit
a
and do
really
ice beam.
difficult time splitting where we are in the videos and where we are now to give you that answer.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
So I'll go.
I can weigh in because I have all your notes from when you've leveled up. On paper, it's Crash. In practice, it's either Nubster or Nubster's just like a rock. But there's but on paper, it's very close between Crash and Mortar for just raw power.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting in that, like statistically, Drew would probably say, like, whatever Pokemon, but, like, it's very clear from y'all watching, like, oh, Nubster's a beast. And he's just had so many, like, killer moments and great roles in, like, clutch situations where it's, like, he's kind of garnered that reputation as being MVP or being more clutch than the other Pokemon, doing a lot of damage when we need it.
Yeah, and it may just be a thing though of like because he's sort of average in like his stats that he was given. That when he is successful, he just is like everyone's like, oh my god,
That's
so cool.
So Grammar Paladin also asks, have you guys thought of any gyms of your own that you designed in your free time that basically if you've like created your own custom gym? I think it was another question that was asked in the Discord, but
I could think of it if you're like, hey, think of this. I would put the time into, but with all the other stuff between like playing this work and editing all the video, I've never had time to be like, what kind of gym would I make? It's not something that kind of.
I will say that I really love the Alluvia gym where Drew instituted like a race as a challenge rather than just pure battling. Like, I think I've said this in the Discord before, but I just thought it was such a cool idea to like bring in a different aspect of how trainers could use their Pokemon to challenge them in a competition that isn't just a straight 1v1.
I also really liked the kind of twist where I was like, Speed, okay, yeah, in the air, Monty, let's do this. And then it ended, and then they're like, well, what are the other two options you want to do now? I was like, I should have planned way better.
I mean, watching that is so fun because you're like, oh, Speed, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just dominate with Monty. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, strength or stamina. You're like, oh no. Like, I need to pick all of these at some point.
Yeah.
That's not
That
good.
made a huge mistake.
Yeah, it was so funny.
I really liked that kind of like, yeah, no, this is I can do this.
Yeah.
To like, oh.
Yes.
Whoops.
And Grammar Paladin also asks how we feel about taking on the second gym. If you're caught up, Phoebe has been through the ringer. I mean, speaking as Ben and Bentley, I'm pretty nervous in that my new capture third team member Nipsey is very,
8 times weak.
very weak to fire. So
It's
I feel
the
like
only thing it fears.
Yeah.
64
But
times
if he's
weak.
the devil,
That's like 1,000 times.
it's
weak.
kind of an oxymoron.
Well, no, you burn it down, and then the mushrooms just regrow another
Right.
body, and you
Yeah.
keep going.
yeah.
Odd.
And
He's
then,
immortal.
and then it becomes bug ash.
Out of the ashes,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Rises.
think Bentley is confident, but again, just Bentley not really having the street smarts really to know like this is gonna be, and I think he kind of knows that Mortar's gonna have to pull his weight, so we'll see what happens.
I'm
Good thing he
scared.
only weighs like 40 pounds.
My primary main partner teammate is not with me because he's currently delivering a letter. One of my teammates is brand new. I just caught him, and that leaves me with 2 fire Pokemon, which I don't know if that's a help or a hindrance going into a fire gym. And I have Ladybug, who might also be weak. I don't know. So I'm not feeling pretty confident, but we will see.
I'm excited for the gym. CJ is not worried at all. Crash, Bang, and Growl have done nothing but do well for him. So he's like, oh, I got this. I'm not worried.
I think heading into it, you also have the clear advantage.
Oh, yeah.
At least compared relative to the group.
Yeah. That's another reason why CJ's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's
I'm
go.
chilling.
I'm excited.
It's fire?
Let's have fun.
Yeah, okay. I've got Totodile.
Let's have fun, guys.
It's gonna be great. So another one from Grammar Paladin. This one goes back to the Steelix encounter. If everyone joined in, do you guys think you would be able to take it down in a combined effort?
No.
Yeah, I'm probably in the no camp as well.
Oh.
I mean, I think that's the main reason why we did everything in our power to not let that happen.
Yeah.
Here's my kind of alternate answer. If we had teamed up, all 11 or 12 or however many Pokemon we had, could we have won? Maybe, probably, but not without a lot of death.
Yeah, no, there would have been so
Yeah,
many
for sure.
losses.
Yeah, so
And
that,
I think we've already experienced that enough where we're like, that's not something we want to go into.
Yeah, this wasn't a save the world by killing them. It was a let's not die.
Yeah, for
Today.
sure.
So yeah, that was no. I'm in the no camp, or at least not without great loss.
I'll just say, who knows? Would have been down the rules. Who knows?
Yeah.
But no.
I feel like I feel like it probably would have been a situation where like Drew would have been able to balance it where it worked, but it wouldn't have been like
we would have been wiped.
No, I mean like we wouldn't take it out, and it would be like a situation where it would like flee or like
Oh, okay.
something would interject to be like, this is a little beyond your capabilities right now. Like
This is
maybe
the
down
end
the
of
line.
the campaign.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah.
Steelix eats everyone, gains their life.
So
essence,
yeah, to Jordan's
becomes
point,
stronger for the
I feel like
experience.
that's kind of why we ran away.
Yeah.
or
Well,
mine carted away. it was
In a mine cart.
not gonna be a good time.
Nope.
Do you have
Is it
theater
what?
experience, Drew?
No. I in like first or second grade, I did the lights for a play, and I don't remember it.
snap!
at all.
So you do.
You lied.
But nothing official. No. And I've never done like
That is
actual
official.
theater
That's
stuff.
not official.
Well, as
That's
in first
official.
grade, an adult human being stood behind me and told me like what buttons to push
It's
and when.
still official.
And they gave me a shirt that said staff.
It's still official.
I was gonna say, but also it's not like he does lights for the shows.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, so it never translated into
Still.
anything. All the weird voices and whatever that you hear are just the voices that I hear in my head, and now you get to deal with them too because you're here.
It's fair. Well, I think that was the bulk of questions. Got to circle back with Drew on a couple of those, so that's fun stuff. I don't know if there's anything else y'all want to add as far as looking forward to the gym or.
The only thing I will add is that, what is today? So, about 2 weeks from now is when we will be doing the big old group QA thing too. We'll be talking about our starters, why we picked them, our character backgrounds, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So that is coming. We're just all going to go on vacation. And
Yay!
we're bringing the stuff with us, and we will all...
New set!
Yeah, temporary.
Temporary new set.
So we'll all be there, and that's where we'll do that video. So yeah, that's coming soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your questions, guys.
Thank
Really,
you.
really good questions
Yes.
and a wide variety ranging from pizza toppings to the current status of the campaign. So
Great.
well done on your part. This was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good to take a step back and answer some questions, take some overview looks at the campaign every once in a while.
Correcto mundo. Thank you so much for being part of our Patreon, Discord, all that fun stuff. We love hanging out and talking with you guys. Hopefully this video was enjoyable and met the standard. And we will see you in the session. Deuces.
Still roll.
Still rolling.